Good to see you. First off, how did you find out about the test results, and just how crushing was it for you? Not
Yeah.
getting the playoffs.
I mean, I found out just like we test every day, so just got the result from Ray, and yeah, so it's just kind of many things were leaning towards maybe a false positive, but it ended up that I had COVID, so that's what happened. And it was really hard for sure to watch away from the team. I didn't realize how hard it would be to to be away and just kind of. I don't really get nervous with hockey, playing games and stuff, but being away watching, not being able to do anything to help was tough.
Did you have any? Can you say if you had any symptoms or?
Yeah, it was like not bad though, like just a couple things the first 3-4 days, and then that was it really. Like I don't want to minimize it, but there's a feeling that I've played with worse things before, and it's just a situation where there's a protocol, and obviously the way it can spread around, all that stuff, and that's tough.
David, with the season that you had, and then for it to end like that, I mean, that had to feel like a gut punch for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I was just hoping at least the boys would get like one game, one win there, because there's a chance that I could have maybe play that game. I'm not sure if they would have cleared me, but I was doing everything in my power to get that done, and whether it was going to be like managed minutes or not, I just wanted to be out there, find a way out there, and then who knows what can happen. But yeah, it was really hard. Like you said, the season I had, I felt I had momentum going the right way, and sure enough, like also as a team, we go the whole year cleanly. Basically, one of the only team in the NHL, and we lived through some like games that were canceled, all that stuff. They moved the schedule around, and then when it came our time, that didn't happen. So that was disappointing for me also.
Yeah, that's got to be the toughest thing, David. During the regular season, okay, we can move the games back, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, but not so in the playoffs, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why, in a way, and it wasn't really playoffs also. It was before, so like there's one series that wasn't started for another 4 days. Maybe you take those like 3-4 days. I don't know. It's over now, but obviously those are things that I'm saying at home, and everyone's hitting me up and trying to find what's going on. And because of the situation, the playoffs, I just didn't get back to anyone. I apologize if you reached out to anyone and I didn't get back to you, but I just felt it was better to just leave it like that. And obviously I appreciate some of the texts I got too.
David, can you say if you were vaccinated?
Yeah, but yeah, like I've seen some tweets about that, and I don't know why it's a big deal, like as much for guys. Like the 3 guys that got it, we were. So it's unfortunate, and it shows that it's not perfect, and I get it why people can ask, but in the room I can tell you that we support each individual to make their own decision, and it's a tough balance for the 3 guys that got it.
So, David, were you saying you might have been able to play in Game 5?
Would or would not?
Could you have played in Game 5, or would it have been Game 6?
I don't know. I mean, that's me, like deep down thinking of, if there's a chance I can get out there, I will find a way to be out there. But I don't know if I could have done everything needed and then maybe convince the doctors, all that, to put me out there. But if you're asking me, I would have been out there. But I'm not sure. I don't know. Sorry. I can't really be there. I don't know. It never happened, so we don't know. But I guess Game 5 would have been today, and I feel like I could, yeah.
But you were probably getting close, though, right? Did you have a sense you were getting close to the time where you could be ready to play?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I didn't skate, but yeah, like I was the night basically that that we lost. It was my last day in the protocol. So, yeah.
David, I just want to be 100% positive because it's such a touchy subject. I want to be clear. You did say that you got vaccinated, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that anymore. I was, yes.
Okay. And was it just difficult because you took so many precautions, you did everything you could, you got vaccinated, and yet still somehow able to contract the virus?
Yeah, I think as a team we did, and the thing that's tough, like with the protocol at first, is like we were still like testing every day, regardless of your situation. It's, I don't know, like it was just like a tough year, I think, mentally for everyone too. But it is disappointing to go through the whole time, and then that's when it happens at the end. And with Wally, I think everyone was a little bit shocked because he was vaccinated as well, and then same with Walk. So yeah, it's tough.
Any explanation from the doctors, like that there's like some variant strains going around? Did they have any thoughts on that or no?
I'm not a doctor, Jim, but I think if you Google it, and I've Googled so many things about COVID, you can still get it regardless. So it's a tough balance.
And you alluded to it, but it had to be torture just watching the playoffs. I'm sure you felt like you could have helped the team. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, again, like I think it was the whole thing. Like I feel like the last, like, we had a couple good spurts of the season, and one really tough part in the middle. And the last part, I think we grinded out of our hole a bit. That we were, when Arizona was ahead of us, we went and played Colorado, we played Minnesota a bunch, and then we had good result against them. So we had somewhat of a good feeling going into. We kind of had lines that were a little bit more set than they had been the whole year. Like those last 3-4 games when we played LA and Minnesota, and it was really hard. Yes, like I know I could have helped in certain areas, but at the same time, I thought the guys, like, it's they got put in situations that some of them weren't there before or whatever. Like I thought some guys did a good job and they worked, and sometimes, like, they're a good team over there. So it is hard for sure. It was the hardest thing I had to do in a while, as far as just watching away. And again, like after games, like the games were late enough that you'd think I'd go right to bed after, but I was so mad and like frustrated and kind of just all kinds of emotions. I feel like I couldn't sleep for a while after games too.
David, when you assess this, it is what it is. It's a 4-game sweep. Do you feel like that there's an obvious gap there between yourselves and, maybe the Colorados and the Vegases and those teams that are expected to be at the top? Obviously changes are probably going to happen, but did you feel like there's some obvious differences there between you and those teams?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think we have had like a turnover of players in the last couple of years that have been impactful players, not only on the ice, but in the leadership department, in the culture department of this team, the identity. To every single night, we know what to expect. And I think, obviously, with Jay Bo, Petro, and Steiner, like, that's going to be a big difference there. So it's, I thought we did a good job last year before COVID hit, and then now it's up to us, like, to challenge each other to really kind of grab that back, not let it slip much further than that. And you can look at it, yes, there was a gap, but at the same time, I'd like to see our team with Sonny playing, with myself playing, Falker, those guys, everyone missing, Bortuzzo, like even Gunny, see where we would have been at playing them like that. I think we could have had a chance, but again, it's up to us to show it next year. And if we don't start showing it, then we know what direction it could go as well. So I think at times, like from playing and watching, I just felt like we weren't like sustaining the momentum, that one line would go out there and then it would kind of turn into a different game. We have to stay true to our culture, our identity, and I think that's the way to have success moving forward.
David, Chief said a couple days ago that he felt like at times the identity wasn't there this year. My question is, do you feel like newer players, younger players that maybe want to be rush type players. Do you feel like the style that guys on the team want to play is maybe different than what maybe management coaching staff want the team to play?
I mean, obviously it's a tough question. It's a good question. I think it's up to the coaches, it's up to the players to help those guys along too, to understand what we need. And obviously we can use every strength of every player, but at the same time there's an identity here that it's more than just these coaches. I think it's been going on for longer. That's been working, and we had success not long ago doing it. And again, like you see, there's other teams around the league that I just think you have more of a control over a game when you play deep in the zone, when you control the puck, than trying to like match rush plays against a team like Colorado. And you also saw teams like Edmonton lost. They like their rush game. Like, I don't know if that's the way to win in the playoffs either. And it's all about the playoffs for me. I want to win the cup, and I think it's still the way to win. And we saw Tampa Bay last year, like they had trouble getting over the hump. They got some heavy guys, and Pat Maroon, Coleman, those guys, Goodrow, and they found a way to win. I think those guys were really impactful to their success, and I think we're going to see the same thing again, whoever wins.
Well, David, do you think there's enough here to still be a cup contender?
Yeah, I think there is. Again, like it's going to be up to us to show it. But yeah, like I do think this year there was we need to kind of raise our team game a little bit. I thought like you guys could see, I'm sure, again, like one line would go out and then it would kind of fall off and then pick it back up. Like that's a big thing Steiner brought up over the years here, how important it is to set up the next guy, how important the team game is, the culture, and that's been a staple of this team for longer than even just those coach that we have right now. And I think we're all on board in a way, but we have to show it.
Let's do two more, guys.
Defensively, you guys improved noticeably down the stretch, but over the long haul, it just wasn't the kind of Blues defense that we've seen. Any thoughts on why that?
Yeah, there'll be an adjustment. Like I said, like we've lost some guys, like key pieces, like so. Yeah, like we can't expect to just be the same team. We don't have the same players. It takes a little bit, I think, for everyone to get on the same page. Like Parayko was banged up for a good part of the season, if not the whole year, even when he played, and you could tell he was starting to get healthy at the end. But just him and Jay Bo, those guys, they were the staple of our defense, like the year we won. So guys, I think have done a good job, like coming in, like Kruger, our power play, like to start the way we did, and then finish the way we did too as a power play unit at the end. That was impressive. Like we were 30th in the league for a while, I think, and we finished top 5, top 10. And yeah, so I think some guys, like we did a good job to grab some stuff back, but we can still raise many areas of our game.
Let's do two more, guys.
Hey, David, I'm curious now. Going into the final year of your contract, is that something that would be on your mind this offseason and entertain? Maybe do you feel good about where your game is at, and would you entertain extension talks and possibly finishing your career here in St. Louis?
Well, that would have to be an 8-year deal then to finish my career. No, I mean, yeah, I think it's definitely something that I love the city and I love the guys here. I love the mentality of the team and everything about it, and definitely I feel comfortable. I hope they feel the same about my game and the way it's going, and I'm gonna keep working as hard as I can to keep improving, find little details in my game that can make me a little bit more complete as a player. Trying to even keep adding to the leadership department, all that stuff. So, of course, it's something that I hope we can get into, but we'll see how it's going to go. And I think these are conversations that we're not going to have right now, and we'll see. Like as far as it's not in the media that we're going to do our things, but we'll see. That'd be nice.
David, that was a good line, but I think you're kind of serious. I mean, you kind of strike me as the player who thinks you can play till 40, 41.
I said that to Panger after the last game of the season, and I just feel like I'm scared of the end. So I want to keep getting better. I want to keep improving. I want to keep pushing harder in the gym to basically give myself the best chance to keep playing. You never know when this is over, and yes, like I do see other guys around the league that have been successful. I'm not the greatest skater, but there are other guys in the same situation, and they are successful. Like you see a guy like TJ Oshie, those guys, like he's not the fastest skater either, but he's got a lot of things that he does well, and as he's getting up there in age as well. So I think absolutely I want to play as long as I can, and it's got to make sense for everyone. But hopefully we can talk about that.
All right, thanks, Dave.